Welcome everybody, and thanks very much for joining me. My name's Nicole Hamilton. I'm a physiotherapist and a yoga teacher, and what I'd like to do today is share with you 3 tips that I have to try and protect the front of your hip throughout your yoga practice. Now, as a physiotherapist, I see lots of different reasons for hip pain, but one of them can be when the ball part of the hip slides excessively forward in the socket and can irritate the front edge of the socket, which we call the acetabular labrum. So what we'll be doing today is going through 3 ideas to try and help you maintain your femoral head, or the ball part, centered within the acetabulum to protect that front edge of cartilage. So the first tip that I'd like to share to try and help protect the hip joint and prevent the femoral head or the ball part of the joint sliding too far forward in the socket and irritating the edge of the socket is to ensure that in your warrior poses you don't tuck your tail under and force too far into the pose. If you can, back off the pose a little. Relax your pelvic muscles a little. Then imagine your back leg drawing up into the pelvis like sucking up through a straw. And the other tip is to imagine that your back leg has an inner spiral, so your leg's spiraling inwards. This will help center the femoral head within the acetabulum and protect the front of the hip joint. So the second tip that I'd like to share to try and protect the hip joint and prevent the ball part of the hip sliding too far forward in the socket is to ensure that in Warrior 2, your back toe is turned in very slightly and you imagine an inner spiral of your back thigh. This will help the femoral head or the ball part of the socket center within the socket, which protects the edge of the socket and the labrum. So the third tip that I'd like to share to try and protect the hip joint throughout your yoga practice is to ensure that you have enough strength and stability in your hips and pelvis. Chair pose is a wonderful way during class to try and help build some strength in both your core and your gluteals, folding over the hips, making sure your weight is evenly distributed. Do lots of chair poses at home. This can start to build on some strength and stability.